Primetime.
What time is it? Showtime, primetime.
It's XL Primetime, featuring Joe C.
Why in the world am I sitting back and being quiet about this?
Matt Hayes.
Oh, my God, this is ridiculous.
And Leon Searcy.
If you can't hang with the big dogs, stay on the porch.
How you like me now? How you like me now?
I know Rory likes the now, that's for sure. A two-time Players Champion, his 28th win on the PGA Tour in difficult conditions, but maybe set up perfectly for the experienced one to beat the inexperienced one, particularly on that stage. But we will definitely get into all that. Welcome into Mocama Beer Company Monday. We are fired up and ready to go. Cool temperatures out there. St. Patty's Day. This is kind of a beer swilling Monday type of day weather-wise. That beautiful sunshine up above, but just a little chill in the air. So happy St. Patty's Day. Joe C. along with Matty Hayes. Minus Big Search today. He will be back tomorrow, and we will be talking all sorts of things from what happened over the weekend. Matty, we just start kind of like rattling through all the things. All right, of course, Rory won the Players. Gators, a 1 seed. They won the SEC. Did you see that story about Trayvon? We got so much to get into, bro.
Yeah, it's crazy. And let's just start with that real quick to start it off, right? Yeah.
Okay.
That just happened. Brought to you by Florida Home AC, the official air conditioning partner of the Jacksonville
We're
Jaguars.
going to get right back to the TPC. Mm-hmm. But I just want to let everyone know, at his pro day today, Ted McMillan ran a 4.48 So he's not a blazer.
No.
He's kind of like a guy we'll be talking about a little later that the Bengals kind of got back into the fold. And he's kind of like a T. Higgins type of player right now. He's a big guy, 6'4", 220. He's not a burner.
Yeah.
He's
honestly,
a really good target out there.
Yeah. If he's sub 4.5, I don't think I'm panicking at all. And I say sub 4.5, just barely sub 4.5. So, but 6'4", 220, no, I'm not shocked by that number at all. All right, so we're going to get into him coming up, but I got to at least start off with the players. And like I said, a Mocama Beer Company Monday, and Mocama covers the entire First Coast. They're up there in Fernandina. They love to offer their delicious craft Tuesday through Sunday right there in their beautiful tap room on South 8th Street. And there have been plenty of fans that came in from outside of the 904 that might be back up there in Fernandina right now. So head on in to the tap room on South 8th Street. Check out their Wildlight location or pick up some Mocama on the shelves at Total or ABC. So this morning, and I just said it to Helmets and Heels in the Cross, is that to see that many fans be able to come back out and just pay tribute to the tournament and see the finish, the fact that it is called the Gauntlet, which is 3 holes, an aggregate playoff instead of a sudden death playoff. That's what really kept it from finishing last night because they knew they were not going to be able to get all 3 holes in.
What was the number, you think, the fans?
They estimated 6,000 today.
Well, that's not bad.
Oh, yeah.
It's not bad at all.
And they had – and by the way, when you're pulling in, there's still plenty of traffic everywhere, and there was a decent number of people. And there were a decent number that came back out after a lengthy weather delay yesterday, too. Yeah. Because it was a wicked, nasty, it wouldn't end. It had lightning and thunder, and once they called it, they couldn't get back out there to at least bring the fans back out and not worry about putting them in harm's way. So that's why they had a heck of a long delay. They moved tee times up on Sunday, which you always have to credit the tour for doing that just to make sure that they're going to get the tournament finished on Sunday if they can. Obviously, that storm lasted longer than they were hoping for. And by the way, is there any major sporting event that we watch on television, JJ and Maddie, where if they have a chance to put a bottom line scroll, a weather alert, the red bottom line, they're going to do it, okay?
And it's going to probably get in the way of the view, like a hole or like the golfer's face is in the same shot as like the tornado warning. Yeah. It's always like that. I actually watched it on Peacock, so I didn't get any of that.
Oh, okay.
But I'm not surprised.
So there you go. That's a good streaming suggestion right there. But the worst is when they go ahead and they put that little radar map up there too.
Yeah, that's the one I was talking about. It's like, can I see?
Yeah, give me a break.
Like when he's putting, if it goes in the hole or not, please. I know it's very important. This storm is very scary.
Right.
This March 16th storm out there. I'm sure we'll survive it though.
Yeah. Listen, I understand anytime there is danger. And Sweet Lou Turner, don't come after me. I love you, man. I'm not. But it's inevitable. Okay, if there is something major sporting on a Saturday or Sunday afternoon, and there's any threat of activity out there, okay, they're going to put a ball.
No, I know. I mean, it's back to the actual golf. It certainly is interesting that Rory really didn't play that well on those 3 holes and walked away.
Well, think about this.
JJ was so nervous, man.
Oh, my God.
17, you could just tell, like, this guy doesn't have it, man.
Yeah, but let's also make this very clear. You walk out there today, you would not say he didn't play very well.
Well, true. The point,
okay.
Right. I guess the point is 16 in that weather, getting a par was huge.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yeah.
And then once JJ went 1 down, that did it, man.
Right.
Like our JJ said, he got on the tee at 17 knowing he was 1 down, knowing he needed a perfect shot, and he's
Rory birdied 16.
Yeah, Rory birdied 16.
Right.
So
basically,
about
Sunday.
Let's just go back real quick, all right? The way the day started, I want to say Rory might have had 4th best odds on Sunday to win. And JJ had the lead. Yeah,
wow.
But Rory made up 4 shots.
The 4th best odds?
4th best odds.
But he was like by far the biggest, most winningest player out of the score the top 10. You would say.
I'll have to pull it up and look, but I distinctly remember 4th best odds plus 650. I'm
probably
like, Hard Rock bet, and I'm like, here I come, Hard Rock. Okay, I'm laying some money down, and you couldn't help.
Hard Rock.
Huh?
Hard Rock.
Yes. Yeah. But you couldn't help but look at it like, wait a minute, this is the most experienced cat on the first page of the leaderboard. And these other guys, while good, JJ Spaun is a good player, but had not been in this position before, has only won once on the PGA Tour. And yet he was able to hold up. He really held up well after Rory opened birdie eagle.
Right.
I'm talking about a red hot start. He opens up birdie eagle. By the time he gets to 5, he is in position to where he can take control of the leaderboard outright, but they just kind of went back and forth. Rory makes an incredible birdie at 8, then misses a birdie at 9, which he should have made, and then JJ makes his as he turns onto the back half, and he's right back in position, and they're kind of going toe-to-toe. Drivable par 4 for Rory. Puts it right in the middle of the fairway. You're expecting a birdie on a short par 4 from him, and the horn sounds. And right at that moment, horn sounds. He's trying to get to, I believe, 12 under at that point. Tom Hoagie's trying to hole a birdie putt at 18 to get to 11 under, and he would have been the first to post.
And I think Spaun was in a bad spot.
He might have been.
Like a bunker or something right when he came back out of the weather delay.
Yeah, he might have.
So I wrote him off pretty much.
Well, heck.
And
all right,
Rory really kind of choked at the end. It seemed like on Sunday. He was up, 3 with 5 to go?
Well, here's how it unfolded as far as from 14 on, okay, because that is 5 to go. He bogeys 14. JJ birdies 14. That's a 2-shot swing. Rory's got a chance to hole a putt from me to you, Matt, at 15 and missed it.
Right.
He played the last 5 holes 1 over par.
Right.
And you would not expect Rory to play with what was at stake, to miss a birdie at 16, so on and so forth, and give away a shot coming down the finish line. And he did. But there just weren't enough guys around him with enough experience to chase him down.
And on 18, Spaun left it just short.
Oh, yeah.
Man.
Yeah, and that was from,
it looked so good. I thought that was going.
As soon as he hit it, looked like he had a great run on it.
Yeah, that was from 30-plus feet, 35 feet, something like that. Rory had the 2-putt from 75 feet, basically. And was able to make that putt.
Right.
And everyone immediately started thinking of that was the same length putt at 18 that he made here at the stadium course that he missed at Pinehurst for the U.S. Open.
Yeah.
And so
against Bryce.
That place would have went crazy had that putt rolled in.
Yeah.
On Sunday.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. It might have been like the most dramatic finish.
No, there's too many of those. Yeah.
I don't know, bro. That's a deep putt from way downtown.
Don't be such a prisoner of the moment. JJ Spaun winning is not one of the greatest moments.
I mean, he's not like a huge name on the tour, and he's battling a huge name on the tour.
But just a
30-something foot putt to win it.
Okay, but just to give you the example of Craig Perks, he went eagle, par on the way in using his putter 1 time.
Okay.
And he chipped in from 18, or from the rough at 18.
That's pretty good.
Is that not a hell of a finish?
It's pretty good.
They don't show it hardly at all. They show better than most, be the right club today. That's the one. Be the right club today is the money shot at 18 of all the ones that we've seen. At least I can't. So you guys let us know if there's another one you would think of and you would put it over it. Fred Funk's putt at 18 was pretty awesome. Adam Scott hooks it into the water and then is able to make, I believe he made par to win it.
This guy's coming off a weather delay with wind and cold.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. It would have been
a great moment.
Yeah, it would have been one that they showed quite a bit, but heck, at 17, he sucks his shot down to the front of the green, and you're thinking, that's another tough situation to find yourself in. And he two-putted like it was nothing and made par there. So Rory missed birdie at 16. JJ made it. Rory had a chance to get something to go in at 17 and didn't hit a very good putt. JJ two-putted for par. Both of them put themselves in a tough spot coming in. Rory hit a beautiful, easy drive and tried to set himself up for what he would have hoped would have been a winning birdie, and he left it 75 feet from the cup. It's just tough. Both the way things finished up weather-wise on Sunday and the weather today. You guys, anybody that was out there walking, 641-1010, hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures because it was cold, the wind was whipping. It was something else. All right, so we're going to get into that.
Quickly, I do need to give a shout-out to Leon and Matt for their dark horse picks. Lucas Glover, of course, a show favorite. We always talk about his incident.
Yes.
And then Ashkay from Matt.
Yeah,
and
Akshay
they both
was
tied for like fourth or third at 10 under.
Well, real quick on Akshay.
He was awesome.
That cat is good. He was
good enough to win it.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Now, he's only won one more time than JJ. Between the two of them, they have 3 total wins. Mm-hmm. But Akshay misses his putt at 16.
Right.
Which would have helped. He missed his putt at 16 and 17.
I was going to say he had a couple others that were makeable too.
Yeah. So anyway, Batia was sturdy the whole time. But between Glover, Batia, you guys' wild card picks, and I know Coach was sweating over every single shot that took place.
Who was the loser, by the way?
Oh, me, bro. Hovland and Oberg did not even make the cut.
Yeah.
Wow.
Which was shocking, and I had Tom Kim as my other guy who. He was all right, but yeah, I will be bringing pizza in for everyone this weekend.
And believe me,
once again,
I had Lowry and Denny McCarthy just clinging to the bottom of the leaderboard for me, just to stave off the loss.
And there was a couple guys that I didn't. I mean, I watched all the majors. I watched the players. I feel like I know most of these dudes.
Yeah.
Danny Walker.
Well,
was not aware of Danny Walker whatsoever,
and you shouldn't be.
Okay,
but it's a great story. Let's at least touch on that coming up here in just a second. Mocama Beer Company Monday. It is XL Primetime. We got to get into the Trayvon talk. We got to get into the Gators cutting down the nets. First time in a decade. Their chances to win it all. We'll do all that upcoming. The Bengals make a big. Well, they kind of break the bank up there, but are they done? We'll get into all that coming up on XL Primetime.
Catch the draft and accelerate to the checkered flag. Hey, Sunday at Miami. NASCAR is tuned up by Maxie's Mechanics on 1010XL.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Miller Lite for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you got to do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. The overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the free beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, Rural Golf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
DivorceMenOnly.com. This is Kenny Lay of Kenny Lay & Associates. Our firm specializes in representing men in family law. That's all we do. That's our only focus. We can help with all of your family law needs, such as divorce, custody, alimony, and child support. For over a decade, we have helped thousands of men with these types of issues. We even have an appellate division ready to challenge a judge's ruling. If you need a family law attorney, go to DivorceMenOnly.com. DivorceMenOnly.com. Offices, Jacksonville.
Home is where your story begins. And at Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing, we're here to make it the healthiest, most comfortable place it could be. Whether it's fresh, clean air, dependable plumbing, or reliable power, we take care of it all. From routine maintenance to state-of-the-art solutions, Donovan keeps your home running smoothly. Because at Donovan, we believe your home isn't just where you live, it's where your health meets comfort. Call Donovan Air Electric and Plumbing at 904-270-COOL or visit us online. Let's make your home healthier, safer, and better together.
Brian Wall here. Would you take your paycheck, go to the bank, cash it, and then simply throw it up in the air? I didn't think so. But in a way, over the years, that is exactly what you're doing if you have old or builder-grade windows in your home. Even if you have a brand new home, those windows are not the best windows you can have to save on your energy bills. Window World has sold millions of replacement windows to homeowners like you, and Window World's customer satisfaction is the highest in the business. Please check Window World out yourself and save on your new windows and on your energy bills. Compare with other companies and you'll see Window World is simply the best for less. It's up to you. You can call Window World and get a free estimate, get the best guarantee in the window replacement business, save money on your new windows, and save more on your energy bills. Call Window World today at 904-443-7001 or go online to windowworldneflorida.com. Thank you for your business.
Window World also offers energy-efficient doors.
North Florida is growing with lots of new families joining our community. If you're one of them making the move here, your next move should be a call to American Electrical to create the best home automation system, enhancing your living experience. There are many ways your life can be made easier through smart home technology, voice-activated systems, automated lighting, total house temperature control. With American Electrical, they've got everything you need to automate your home and make it your true oasis. Check out American-Electrical.com. Powered by professionalism and raising the excellence bar.
Go inside your home team's locker room with Jags beat reporter Hayes Carline.
Check out my blog at 1010XL.com.
So you can catch all the news and nuggets you need to know.
My blog is brought to you by Roland Reese Plumbing,
where quality and experience count.
Southeast Orthopedic Specialist is now offering ortho walk-in appointments. If you have an immediate need for orthopedic care, contact Southeast Orthopedic Specialist immediately. Avoid ERs and urgent care waiting rooms. For more information, go to se-ortho.com.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
The Golf Club of Southampton has plenty going on, from a great round to a round with your buds, soaking up some football and great grub. Every Saturday and Sunday at Southampton, enjoy their game day special. Wings tossed in your favorite sauce and a cold pitcher of beer. Membership opportunities to take advantage of, too. Join Southampton with a paid initiation, and you'll get a $500 gift card. Perfect for golf, pro shop purchases, or the clubhouse. Check it out. It's all happening at the Golf Club of Southampton.
Lauren Brooks here for Terminix. When pests invade your home or business, you don't just need them out. You need them out fast. And you need to keep them out. At Terminix, they'll show up for you and eliminate pests quicker, just like they did at my house. Because they care about what matters most to you. When pests show up, so does Terminix. Don't live with a pest problem, Terminix it. Visit Terminix.com today to schedule a free inspection online. That's Terminix.com. That's right, Terminix it.
Hicken here. Beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com and tell them 1010XL sent you.
Zero Res. 1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room in Fernandina Beach.
Well, just keep the Irish jig going just for a minute. It's we're talking to Brother Seeley the other day, and he's like, "You're Irish for a day." I'm Mexican, Menorcan, but I definitely can play the part.
Not even close to Irish, actually.
I can play the part of an Irishman, but it just leads me to my toast that I like to do every year. Let me see if I can find it. It's so good. Here it is. Here's to a long life and a merry one, a quick death and an easy one, a pretty girl and an honest one, a cold beer, and another one. That's an Irish
Amen.
toast.
That's pretty good.
Amen. All right. I hope you guys are having a good St. Patty's Day. If you're out and about, you're having a good time, you can hit the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures at 641-1010. Let us know if you were there or you're somewhere else because we were talking about the Monday finish. We haven't had too many of the Monday finishes over the years, and this one they were worried about. But heck, man, they basically had 5 really solid days when you consider everything, being Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. They had 5 really good days of weather, being able to bring the masses out. And then Sunday, they knew they were going to have a tough time avoiding that weather, but they were able to get it in earlier today. And a round of applause to the volunteers because we saw many of them, and they were there again today making sure that you guys were where you needed to be, able to get in, get out. They're just so solid, man.
Having to deal with you guys during a 4-hour weather delay.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I'm sure you were just sitting under a tent drinking for 4 straight hours.
Yeah.
Right.
Imagine the sloppiness after that.
Right. They had to run them out. They will not let them stay, actually. They will not let them stay because they don't want what you're describing. That's for sure. All right. So if we get into a couple of other storylines, like we said, let's at least start with the Florida Gators, and then we'll cover the NCAA bracket. We're going to say hello to Mark Wise, our Mondays in March with Mark, and we'll talk a little bit about bigger picture. But what happened yesterday with the Florida Gators beating the Tennessee Volunteers, and basically the mighty SEC, especially with the big teams at the top, you have to give all of them credit for what was a round robin of big swings throughout the regular season and then in the conference, because Florida walloped Tennessee at home. Tennessee handled Florida at home. Then they get to meet again in the SEC tournament, and Florida did what they had to do, just kept keeping them at arm's length. And Tennessee closed to within 5 points late in that game. And then
that place got rowdy.
Yes.
Got loud.
Yeah. And it's in Nashville, and that's how it's supposed to be, Rocky Top. But in the end, there still was enough poise and point producers from the Florida Gators to get the job done. And like I said, first time in a decade. Good on them. Good on Todd Golden.
I mean, considering how, again, we said this about a month and a half ago, and it needs to be restated. Mm-hmm. Considering how this season began with the allegations against him, right? He's got a few new players on that team. He's got guys in the front court that potentially could be really good. Like, the makeup of that team was good, but it was also potentially shaky. And then you throw that nonsense in at the beginning of the season with him.
Yeah.
They navigated that and just played their ass off all season. All season.
Yeah.
They're the hottest team in the tournament right now, and they're the team that no one wants to play.
Yeah.
They can beat you in so many different ways. They've got 3 guards that can not only shoot but can create for other guys. They've got another guy in the front court, Hawk, who can create and shoot for others, right? Create for others. They can dominate you on the glass. They're long, so they play great defense. They can deflect balls. They block shots, obviously.
Yeah.
They're very, very dangerous. They were the second best defensive team in the SEC this year.
Yeah, and honestly, you have to give them both ends of the floor a ton of credit for what they're able to do. Their length inside, their ability to make sure if they do take a quick shot that they're back in transition. They're really sound. They do a great job on both ends of the floor. And Todd Golden has, at least right now, created a culture inside the Exactech Arena, the old dome, where guys are selfless. They all want to succeed collectively. And that's really kind of not unlike.
They got some mojo going on right now.
Yeah, and it's kind of not unlike what happened with Al and Joaquim, and you can go down the line with all the guys that they had, Corey Brewer and Humphrey
and Chris Richard.
Yeah.
They've got a little mojo right now too. They're feeling it.
Yeah.
Like, you could tell, like, they were all texting after they won that SEC championship game, and they were all saying, We're hot. We're feeling it.
So I'm spinning through Hard Rock Bet.
Tweeting, I should say, not texting.
Odds right now. And they have the second or third shortest odds at a lot of books, Hard Rock being one of them. And so you're only going to get them at plus 350, something in that neighborhood.
Who are the favorites?
I think the best thing that
Duke
happened
has
to them,
one
honestly,
of the shorter odds.
And Auburn, maybe?
Yeah.
The best thing that happened to them was them not getting the 1 overall seed. They clearly deserved the 1 overall. The best thing that happened to them were to be dropped all the way down to 4, because now you gives them a little edge, gives them a little. Oh, okay. You don't think we're the team to beat here? We're going to show you we're the team to beat.
Yeah,
I mean, you literally have a Houston team that won a much significantly less challenging conference, that lost at home to Auburn and Alabama,
right,
ahead of a Florida team that finished second in the SEC, won the conference tournament, beat Auburn on the road, beat Alabama on the road.
Yeah,
it's hard to look at those two and say, yeah, that's where that should be. And then the argument of Auburn is, Florida goes in there and wins on the road, and it was by 9. It could have easily been by 20. Okay, I understand Auburn's quad 1 wins. I get all of that. Okay, right. and I understand Duke. The ACC is not anywhere near what it used to be.
No,
not even
close. They're still.
That's all record and name is why they're the 1 overall.
Right, they're still the favorite.
Overall, excuse me, Auburn is.
But they're still the favorite. And it's funny how hardly anything has come out of the ACC this year. And I was talking with Kyle Parker, former Clemson quarterback and Major League Baseball, or not Major League Baseball draftee and a Clemson star on the Baseball Diamond. Anyway, I said, would you have ever imagined a world where you would have 14 SEC schools all legitimately making their way into the NCAA tournament, and the ACC would have it would become a 2-bid league? And so Duke is plus 330 right now, and you can go to Hard Rock Bet and check all these odds out. Auburn and Florida are right now stitched in basically the same at plus 350. Houston plus 750 is the last, so they have the longest odds as far as the number 1 goes. Shortest odds for the number 2 line, Tennessee, and then Alabama. St. John's 20-1, Arizona 26-1, which they're the best of the 4 seeds. And I always fall for Arizona, so that's going to be one of the teams I'm keeping an eye on. But the other ones, Gonzaga, and Gonzaga has the potential at 33-1, just based on the way the bracket works, if they can pick off the team at the top, because they'll be as the 8th seed at the bottom of that bracket, and they can get up there and maybe make some noise. Kentucky,
this is not your daddy's Gonzaga team, though.
No. Well, they're
not the same team.
Yeah. Well, they've had a chance before, and they've not been able to fully get the job done the way you would expect them to. There's so many wild cards. Kentucky's a 50-1 shot as a 3 seed.
Kentucky's a good team.
Yeah, 50-1.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm sitting there going, whoa. I might put something on that. And there are plenty of other ones that you could look at and conceivably say that they could make a run. Who else have you looked at?
I think St. John's is really good.
Mm-hmm.
St. John's is a dangerous team right now. You could look at. I actually think Ole Miss is a dangerous team in the tournament too. But I will say this about Florida. We're gonna circle back to them real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Is I had an idea that maybe they might be the team to beat in this tournament, and then I saw what they did in the semifinals and the final of that SEC tournament. They beat the hell out of Alabama, Tennessee.
Yeah,
and that's. I mean, you're watching that. You got to think. All right, if this team makes free throws, which they haven't really had a problem this year of shooting free throws.
Right.
They make free throws. I don't know how they lose. I don't know how they lose in that tournament. They're so difficult to defend, and they're so good at extending the perimeter on defense and defending teams.
Right.
I mean, Alabama, they literally just clamped down on Alabama and Tennessee, for that matter, on defense.
Mm-hmm. All right. A couple from the text line. You guys let us know who you like as far as the tournament goes. We asked about those that were out there taking in the players' finish today. Was at 18, and everyone was cheering that he missed it, talking about the putt yesterday from J.J. Spahn. And I don't doubt it. He had to look around and go, everyone wants to see me choke this away.
Not me, J.J.
Yeah. Well, see, there you go.
I was cheering hard.
You guys are twins. Spahn needed that putt last night. Today, his nerves were kicking, says one of our texters, and can't disagree with that at all. We were trying to figure out if he was, sunglasses on from bloodshot eyes, knowing that no matter what happened, he was going to collect him nearly 3 million bones today.
What do you get, 2.5, right?
Yeah, it was
huge.
Nasty cash.
2.7.
2.7.
And then Rory got what? 4.5?
Yeah. It's the largest purse in golf, and they've maintained that throughout the course of bringing the rich history of this tournament along. And so, that's...
Yeah, a guy like Tom Hoagie who, didn't even realize he was in the top 5. Probably brought home $1 million plus.
Yeah, that's a lot of cheddar. And so let's see here. It was
wait a second. It's larger than the Masters?
Yeah, 2.725.
What does the Masters pay?
Augusta's moved up. PGA Championship wants to stay right there with them.
Right.
And the Open. And so they're all pretty close.
Yeah, the British is actually pretty low down there.
Yeah. And so
just because it's a major doesn't mean the purse is the biggest.
No, because the Players was always the biggest among the 5. And then you've seen a few. I think the PGA, I have to go back and look and see. I think they might have kicked it up very, very close to the Players. But the other thing I was going to say, we were talking about Danny Walker. And here's a kid that was born in Jacksonville and then took off and played at UVA, Virginia,
right,
with Denny McCarthy and a couple of other guys. And then he kind of toils on the Korn Ferry Tour. He's living down in Bradenton, and he's the first alternate. And I need to do this justice, but I'll just basically tell you this. And this XL Primetime can appreciate this more than anybody else. Jason Day has to withdraw from the tournament, and Danny Walker is an alternate waiting to see if his name's going to be called. And you have had situations where, depending on how things go, you might have more than one guy withdraw, and you might even be third or fourth alternate, but you got to be there. You got to be ready to go. Jason Day withdraws. Danny Walker gets a call. He was on the pot.
Now, did he answer or did he call back?
He said, he looked at it and he goes, I think I got to take this call. And he was in the clubhouse, in the locker room, and he gets the call, and they say, you're up. And he goes, okay.
Give me 30 to 40 seconds.
Exactly. Goes out, I believe, shoots an over par one day, first day. I think it might have been a 73. Comes charging back the next day, make the cut, and then shoots him a little sub 70 round on Saturday.
He made $843K.
It was just,
843.7 and $750.
Yeah, so just incredible that he was able to do that. So
let me ask you this:
it's a good Jacksonville Duval story, and Bud Colley. My gosh, what a great Duval story he was. Billy Horschel, another resident, he didn't hold up as much as he was hoping to over the weekend, but Bud Colley played.
He made $843K. Bud Colley.
This is for you,
and by
for
the way,
JJ,
real quick,
and for everybody out there and on the text line, 641-1010. Did you miss DJ or Bryson or Koepka? Or?
I want to see them all playing together. I really do.
So you missed them?
Yeah.
Always.
I've been missing them.
I did too. I think it would have been a much better tournament with them.
Yeah, and we need it. They know it.
I think it's close.
Yeah, it is. They want it. But yeah, obviously, and look, there have been so many other
John Rahm in this tournament is ridiculous, right?
Right.
Yeah, but there have been so many other good stories, other step-up guys that are all good enough. But
yeah, these guys are getting paid, man. These guys are taking full – the Aaron Rye's of the Jake Knapps of the world are taking full advantage.
I agree.
And Aaron Rye is another kid.
Heck, the JJs of the world. He's getting paid.
He got to win. You know.
Aaron Rye is an Englishman, but he lives here. There's a bunch of those guys. Like I was telling you, Carl Phillips from Australia lives here. And
Carl.
And he won in Puerto Rico and made it into the tournament.
What happened to my boy Minwoo? Wow. He got crushed on Sunday, or was that Saturday? I don't remember, but he was way up there. I can't even find him.
Yeah, it was more Saturday, and he just kind of fell back. But it was just tough. It's a tough golf course, that's for sure. All right, let's find out the bracket that is the toughest to get out of in the mind of Mark Wise. Our Mondays in March with Mark. We will do that coming up as we talk NCAA tournament.
Who are you? I am the architect. I created 1010XL.
A world
I've been waiting for you.
where anything is possible.
1010XL.
It's tune-up time, and Florida Home AC, the official AC partner of the Jaguars, wants to partner with you for a cool summer season. Tune up your AC unit right now so it's running at peak performance when you need it most. Just call 777-4300 and order a tune-up for just $59. Keep your unit humming at optimal level. Log on to FloridaHomeAC.com and take advantage of their savings. Keep cool with Florida Home AC. That's 777-4300.
Jags fans, here's your chance to score a trip to Green Bay for round one of draft night. Through the Everbank Draft Night Experience Sweepstakes, one lucky winner and a guest will be there live and in person to see the Jaguars make their first pick. To enter, visit everbank.com/draft by April 4th. That's everbank.com/draft. No purchase necessary to enter or win. Open to legal residents of the United States and D.C. 18 and older. Entry period from 3/3/25 to 4/4/25. For official rules, prize description, odds of winning, and other details, visit everbank.com/draft. Sponsor and administrator, Everbank N.A.
Hello, First Coast. I'm sure by now you have seen our bright green GFL trucks and containers throughout the greater Jacksonville area. We're an industry leader in solid waste and would love the opportunity to earn your business. We're committed to customer service, reliability, and have an unwavering focus on safety. Whether commercial or construction, let us haul your waste away. Call 904-760-5880 to get a quote today from GFL, Green for Life.
Joe C. for Hard Rock Bet. Football season may be over, but there's plenty of action everywhere else. Not sure what to bet on? Check out the Discover page at Hard Rock Bet. You can download the app or head to hardrock.bet. College basketball, we're closing in on the biggest tournament of the year. Don't go in blind. Bet on the action today. Hard Rock Bet, download the app. Offered by the Seminole Tribe of Florida. Must be 21 plus and physically present in Florida to wager. Terms and conditions apply. Concerned about gambling? Call 1-888-ADMIT-IT.
Welcome to AT&T. How can I help?
Hey, I thought I could trust my twins with my phone, but they outnumber me, man.
Whoa, that's a lot of glitter paint. Let's trade
lives.
At AT&T, everyone can trade in an old or glittered iPhone any year, any condition, and save on a new iPhone. Ask how to get iPhone 16 Pro on us. New and existing customers. Savings vary by device and trade-in combinations. Restrictions apply. See att.com for details. AT&T. Connecting changes everything.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging? Spring is here, a time to renew. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist here to help you look and feel your best with minimal to no downtime. Rejuvenate your skin, strengthen your core, and sculpt your body with advanced face and body treatments designed to restore your youthful glow and confidence. Just in time for spring and summer. A healthier, more fit you starts now. Visit dermagnify.com and step into spring looking and feeling your best.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 17, 2019, at the Players' Championship, Rory McIlroy wins the championship, defeating Jim Furyk by 1 stroke, making 2 late birdies to close out with a 2 under 70.
Struggling with ED? Now Riddle Wellness has a solution that works. You've heard of PRP treatments for joint pain relief. That same technology is now available with the P-Shot, a non-surgical treatment for ED. Using your body's natural power, the P-Shot helps restore function naturally. No pills, no downtime, just results. Schedule a free consultation at elevatejacksonville.com and learn what the P-Shot can do for you. Riddle Wellness, your health, your confidence totally restored. Visit elevatejacksonville.com.
The First Tee Tour Card is back for 2025 and better than ever, with access to over 15 of North Florida's best courses and new this year, local participating businesses. This card is your ticket to saving hundreds. First Tee North Florida is a local nonprofit who build character in youth participants through the game of golf. This annual fundraiser enables this amazing organization the ability to build game changers. Grab your tour card for just $99 at tourcard.org. for a list of participating partners, benefits, and restrictions.
Enhance your home with Renewal by Anderson's exclusive 31-day spring event. Experience superior craftsmanship and timeless design with buy one, get one 40% off custom replacement windows and patio doors. Enjoy the ease of 0 down, no payments, and no interest for 12 months. This offer expires March 31st. Renewal by Anderson, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Visit bestwindowsflorida.com to schedule your free consultation.
License number CGC 1527613.
Greenlaw Group is for the insured. If you think you have roof damage, call 904-302-7055 today, and they will schedule you a free roof inspection. Trust their law firm to help you fight your insurance when you need it. These storms can cause damage you may not even see yet. Call Greenlaw Group 302-7055. There's no cost to retain their law firm and no cost to have your roof inspected. They only get paid if you win. Greenlaw Group, for the insured.
Need a fast casual option that's healthy, fresh, and delicious? Choose the Great Greek Mediterranean Grill. Gyros, salads, hummus, and more made completely fresh right as you order. Off 210 and St. John's Parkway. The Great Greek Mediterranean Grill.
If your ride is making strange noises, don't wait and make it work. Come to Action Transmission on Merrill Road. My expert technicians can diagnose the problem and likely fix it fast. Experience the difference at Action Transmission on Merrill Road.
1010XL is presented by Farrah & Farrah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Elijah Martin and 4 players off the Florida bench in the game right now. One of them Aberdeen. There's Martin. Beautiful find, and how about that finish?
Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
Well, the Tennessee Volunteers just kept coming. There's no question about that. Rocky Top, definitely well coached. Rick Barnes does a killer job, and so many SEC teams had great seasons, but in the end, it was the first time in a decade for the Florida Gators to cut down the nets at the SEC tournament. So let's say hello to our man, Mark Wise. He breaks it down as good as anybody when it comes to hoop action. Mondays in March with Mark. Welcome in, buddy. How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Trying to enjoy the madness, and, man, it's all around us, isn't it?
It's crazy good. Sum up championship weekend, if you will, Mark, particularly in the SEC, before we get to the actual bracket for the NCAA tournament, because honestly, what we just mentioned, having to go through what these teams went through to get to that championship setting, both Tennessee and Florida, pretty dang good.
Yeah, I thought that Thursday of the SEC tournament was the best one day of games from start to finish that I've seen in a long time at that tournament. I thought, once the top 4 seeds kicked in, they all advanced to the semis, and nothing surprised me from that point forward. I thought, Florida, without getting too far in the weeds, I thought Florida's defensive game plan, the way they had a rover off of Meshack that turned into a switch so that the rover could go over and help, and then whoever was guarding Lanier or Ziegler became the rover, was marvelous. And then the other part of the Florida equation that I want to talk about that we don't talk about anymore is player development. So tell me how much better that Chinyalu has gotten from November, December to now. How about the continued development of Condon, and how Clayton as a point guard has now learned to thread the needle between when is it time to be the point guard and when is it time to be the scoring guard. So the player development by Todd Golden and his staff, I think, has been marvelous this year.
Mark, that's a fantastic point. Clayton is a different player this year. Hawk is a different player this year. So is Condon. Even Will Richard, a different player than he was last year. I mean, this is I completely agree. I will also say this, too, and I think another thing that's just way underrated, and you'll be a perfect person to explain this, because being a former coach, you'll understand what I'm saying. Defensively, the way they can deflect balls, the way they can block shots, the way they can change trajectories, the way they can force poor shots, that gets lost, right?
Yeah. Well, there's two things at play there, and I agree with you. I think and I've said this before, the addition of Elijah Martin gave Florida something on the perimeter that they have not had the last 3 or 4 years. I thought Will Richards' improvement on the defensive end has been significant. He's almost like a go-to defender right now if you need a stop.
Yeah.
So those two things, and then when you have multiple shot blockers, not one or two guys, but multiple shot blockers, man, they can be tough to score against at times. And then when we talk about so many times that teams press you with their defense. Florida presses you with their offense.
That's a good way to put it. It really is, because they create so much pressure, and they also are so good at getting back, too. If they don't hit that shot, they don't take – there was one run where Tennessee, every single time Florida had a miss, Tennessee had a make. And it kind of got a little dicey there for a minute. But then they course corrected, and I think that's the special thing that Todd Golden's got going with them right now.
Yeah, and the depth. I mean, Denzel Aberdeen, how many schools would he be starting for in the NCAA tournament?
Yeah.
How many schools would Thomas Houck be starting for? Thomas Houck would be the leading scorer for a lot of teams in the NCAA tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
That's it. So let's move out to the rest of the field now. I think it's obvious that the 4-1 seeds. We might even have 4-1 seeds in San Antonio, Mark.
Maybe.
Who do you like as far as sleepers?
Well, first of all, what I want to know is who's going to confess that they do more than one bracket before we go any further right now.
Minimum of 2 is my confession.
Minimum.
I think there's a couple. Here's what I haven't really dived into the bracket like with a magnifying glass. I think there'll be a couple of popular picks that I'm going to tell you why not to do it. I think McNeese Clemson, I think, will be a popular pick. McNeese's tallest starter is 6'6". I think they will struggle with the combination of Shiflin and Victor Locken inside size, and Clemson has the combination of the guard play to go with it. So I don't really like. I like McNeese to beat a lot of teams in the tournament. I just don't know that I like them to beat Clemson. And then a lot of people will be on Yale. They beat Auburn last year.
Yeah.
I mean, James Jones has done, this is their third NCAA tournament in the last 4 years. But, man, they're matched up against the one team that I just don't know that that's a good game for them. That's Texas A&M. I think Yale will struggle to score, even with Mbang and Poulikitis on the perimeter. I just think that's a bad matchup. So I think those are a couple that I would go, I'm not sure about those.
That's going to be a rock fight, though, that A&M Yale game. Because A&M can get into scoring slumps, too. That could be ugly.
Yeah. And I think we're seeing a lot of people are on the VCU bandwagon, and rightfully so. I mean, their length, the way they defend. But, man, BYU is a completely different animal offensively, and I think a lot of people are picking VCU. I think I'm going to trust the offense of BYU in this one.
Yeah, I think that's a good call because we were talking about it the other day, just scores and scores of threes from them, Jimmer Fredette-esque type of stuff. We're talking with Mark Wise, one of the guys that you hear quite often on the family of networks on ESPN, breaking down all the hoop that you've been treated to all the way through Championship Sunday. And now we get ready to look for some of these upsets, fill out the bracket, and so on. So I'm seeing one, San Diego against Michigan. Is Michigan vulnerable in your mind because everyone has to gravitate to the 12 over 5?
No. I think Michigan, that combination of 7-footers, Golden and Wolf, I mean, that's a problem. I mean, that's a real problem. Dusty May probably has been underrated as a head coach even at FAU, and probably underrated for the job he's done this year at Michigan, winning that Big Ten tournament. I think another one, the one that is confusing to me, I think Louisville was vastly underseeded. I don't see any reason why Clemson was a 5 and Louisville was an 8. And so consequently, Louisville's in that 8-9 game.
Yeah.
I thought, and since you guys are pushing my buttons now, no way should North Carolina be in the field.
Yeah.
I think if the committee looks at these things, and I think they do, who'd you play, who'd you beat, where'd you beat them, and the fourth one is with the new metrics is how did you play? Well, to me, of those four, the most important one is who did you beat?
Yeah, Yahtzee.
So the fact that they're 1-12, and then the committee says, well, West Virginia had DeVries out. Well, they won 4 quad 1 games after he was out.
Right.
Which is 3 more than Carolina.
The whole season. Right. All right, I'm going to give you a multiple choice question and then a why, okay? Of these 3 teams, who is most dangerous to Florida? St. John's, Texas Tech, or UConn, and why?
Texas Tech, St. John's, and who was the third? UConn in the second round.
Yeah.
If you've lost 10 or 11 games on the year, that doesn't – I mean, UConn will be just as good offensively. They're just not the same team defensively. They allow teams to shoot 35% from the arc. That's a bad matchup if you're going against Florida. St. John's, though, is a different animal. I would probably say – and Texas Tech's got injury issues, so you guys know I never trust teams in the postseason that has a health issue. So I would say of those, St. John's, the way that they can make you play their style.
It's funny as we bring up UConn and Florida in the same conversation. Florida, Auburn, Duke, they all have shorter odds to cut down the nets than UConn did maybe a week out from the tournament a year ago. Why is that? I'm trying to figure that out.
Yeah, that makes no sense to me either. I picked UConn, I think, somewhere around January 10th last year.
Yeah.
I don't know that I've got a team that I would feel that comfortable with in this particular. Now, don't get me wrong. I mean, the national title is going to be won by about one of 6 or 7 teams, and that's it. So this is not when we say it's wide open for about 6 or 7 teams.
Okay, yeah.
And you would not be shocked at all if all the ones get there. Is that right?
I would not be shocked. Is Cooper Flagg playing?
My guess is
if he doesn't play in the second weekend, then I would be shocked if Duke gets there.
Yeah,
That's
guess
how
is he
deep
plays.
I feel like the field is
second game of the first weekend.
Well, I would hope they wouldn't play him in the first game under any circumstance.
Right. So we'll see whether because everyone's saying you hold them out to the Sweet 16. You can't guarantee that.
No.
Once even the number 1 seeds, they basically are okay in the first round.
Mm-hmm.
Even the 2 seeds, and everybody says, "Well, what about UMBC and Fairleigh Dickinson?" I get it. It's 2 in a million. Okay, relax.
Mm-hmm.
The 1 and 2 seeds are safe, but after that, man, you're playing teams like Gonzaga's in an 8-9 game. How would you like to draw them as a 1 seed in the second round?
Yeah, that's your second game.
Or even how about who Duke's drawing, Mississippi State or Baylor?
Mm-hmm.
That's not easy.
I mean, it's just I wish I could convince people of how difficult it is to win 1 game in the tournament, much less 6 over 3 weekends. I've been trying for about 30 years, very unsuccessfully. But, man, is it hard. Now you've got to do it, much less win 6 over 3 weekends, as I talked about. So I know Krzyzewski liked to talk about he looked at it as 3 2-game tournaments.
Right.
I like that concept.
It's a good way to look at it. Listen, good stuff as usual from you. We appreciate it as always. Mondays in March with Mark, and we'll look forward to next week because we will go charging into this one. Think we've got it all figured out, and then we'll lick our wounds and get ready for the Sweet 16, okay?
I think I already hear the paper crumpling in the background. I can tell somebody's already on their
That was JJ's bracket. That was JJ's. That wasn't ours.
It's the truth, man.
Thanks, guys.
Appreciate it,
Thanks,
Mark. As always, Mark Wise. You originally heard him as the analyst on the Gator Network, and now you hear him all over ESPN. All right, we'll keep it rolling. Let us know if you do smell the upset. We got plenty. We got one cat, a texter on the text line designed by Lifetime Enclosures, a prime timer saying, you know what, you want to lay those UK odds 50-1? I'll take that bet with no problem. So who you like, who don't you like? You can jump in on that. We got 3+ days to get this all figured out. You can go to 1010XL.com and get in our bracket challenge. So do it.
1010XL takes you behind the microphone.
This partnership is over. I quit.
Dan Hicken and Jeff Prosser.
What? Just because a couple of broken ankles?
Some of his ribs are also broken.
Mornings on 1010XL.
You are so selfish. Me?
Getting a pool? David Garrard here. I just did. But before they dug, I called Clearwater Irrigation, and they capped off all my sprinkler lines so the pool company could just dig away.
Then when your pool's finished, we'll install your sprinkler system back to full coverage.
And now my backyard oasis is getting watered beautifully.
And maybe then, Dave, I could take another quick dip.
Bigger swimming trunks, John. Much bigger.
Clearwater Irrigation.
And drainage, too.
This is Hayes Cartline for Physician Guided Weight Loss. I'll tell you, this program works. I'm losing weight. I've got more energy. So my friend started the program a few weeks ago, and she's already seeing results.
That's right, Hayes. I just had my first month weigh-in, and I'm down 11 pounds. The food noise in my head is gone, and I just feel good. Plus, I have had no side effects.
Now's the time to do something that works. Start with Physician Guided Weight Loss, 257-4344, or visit pgweightloss.com.
Trying to figure pricing at most AC companies is like listening to an auctioneer.
Who wants an AC tune-up? Do I hear $3.99? How about $2.99? No, let's drop it. $79? Do we have a deal? Going once, going twice? Sold!
Not at Duck Duck Air Conditioning. We make it easy. We're offering a free AC inspection. No gimmicks, no fine print, just a completely free checkup from our highly trained techs to make sure your AC is ready for summer. Call 904-862-6769 now to schedule. Duck Duck Air Conditioning, because free is better than bidding. Any required repairs are not included in the inspection.
Hey Jacksonville, it's Lauren from Helmets and Heels wishing you a happy new year. Start 2025 off strong by giving your car the expert care it truly deserves at Big Chief Tire. Their skilled technicians will keep your vehicle running smoothly all year long, whether you're commuting, traveling, or just cruising around town. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule an appointment and start the new year off right. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
Rick Ballou for Carlson Dental. You know, I've been telling you this for quite some time because it's true. I hate going to the dentist, or at least I used to hate going to the dentist. I had total anxiety, and then I tried sedation, light sedation for cleaning and deep sedation as well for cavities and root canals. Folks, it's an incredible experience. So don't be nervous. Don't be scared. Go to CarlsonDentalGroup.com. That's CarlsonDentalGroup.com for all of your dental needs.
She's seen and heard all over 1010XL's video and social channels.
Whether the big cats are at the bank or on the road, I'm there too. Follow my updates all season long, on air and online.
All things Mia are driven by Arlington Toyota.
Hi, it's Rick Ballou. I hope you'll join me and some former NFL players for an incredible event at the end of March, the Lone Warrior Foundation 2025 Champions of Hope Charity Golf and Tennis Challenge. March 31st at Marsh Landing will support single-parent families in their fight against cancer. An opportunity to win sensational prizes, but more importantly, we will bring meaningful hope and support to the lives of families affected. To sign up, go to LoneWarriorFoundation.com. That's LoneWarriorFoundation.com.
Hey, I'm Tony from Tony D's Pizza. People ask me all day long, is it the water that makes the difference? Well, yes and no. Even water can't make a good pizza. It's the ingredients, too. The best tomatoes, the best flour, and the best cheese. Oh, and a lot of love. Tony D's New York Pizza, Bay Meadows and 295.
Home of the Jaguars. WJXL AM Jacksonville Beach. WJXL FM Jacksonville Beach.
Hi, I'm Jeff Breyer, president of Lifetime Enclosures and Lifetime Flooring.
And I'm Zach Breyer. When my dad started in business in 1990, I wasn't even born yet.
That's true. And after 35 years and nearly 20,000 satisfied customers, we literally have a showroom in every neighborhood.
So whether you need more outdoor living space with a glass or screen enclosure, or you're looking to transform your home with new flooring, we've got you covered.
Visit our websites, or better yet, do yourself a favor and stop by one of our showrooms on Phillips Highway to experience the Lifetime difference and receive 20% off your purchase now through March.
Pickett here with my concierge doctor, Richard Townsend. Doc T, how does a concierge direct primary care operate?
We are a membership-based primary care made directly between a patient and physician. We'll have a limited amount of patients that allows us to give unlimited access and personal service to you. This individualized approach has been shown to lower hospitalizations as well as maintain healthier lives. We also give 24/7 access via phone to me outside of our scheduled office hours.
To learn more, go to mypvconcierge.com.
Hi, Flying Jacko here, and when you're inside the Kuhn Flowers showroom, you'll find a wide array of gift ideas that'll take care of any gift-giving situation. Spend a few minutes there and you'll see for yourself. Kuhn Flowers on Beach Boulevard.
The 2025 NFL season is right around the corner, and the Jags are building something special. A fresh team, a new culture, and a stadium that's going to change the game. Be there to witness head coach Liam Cohen and the rest of the coaching crew in action by securing your season tickets today. Become a member to get access to exclusive experiences, VIP events, and more. Visit Jaguars.com/tickets or call 904-633-2000. We can't wait to see you at the bank this fall.
E.T. here, and if you've ever been injured in an accident, visit my buddy Dr. McGowan at McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation Center. You have 14 days to see a doctor and protect your insurance benefits, even if you're at fault. And no matter what you hear, you have the right to choose your own doctor. So I recommend McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation. Their auto experts will guide you in every step of the way to ensure the care that you need. Your recovery starts with McGowan Spinal Rehabilitation.
I'm Max Fink, here with your 1010XL Southeast Orthopedic Specialist local sports update brought to you by Chad and Sandy Real Estate. This morning, Rory McIlroy added his second Players' Championship trophy to his collection with a commanding playoff victory over J.J. Spaun. McIlroy's hot start on 16 started with a bomb drive and ended in a birdie, putting him up 1 going into 17, where J.J. Spaun's water ball seemingly wrapped it up. 18 was no gimme as both their tee shots missed the fairway to the right, the difference being Rory's execution on his approach, hitting a low stopping shot on the green and bogeying to seal the deal. This morning's victory marks Rory's second win of the season, winning the Pebble Beach Pro-Am earlier this year, as now sets his sights on Augusta in early April, hoping to finally win a green jacket, the only thing missing from his resume. It's 64 degrees at 3:01, time and temp brought to you by Bueller Air and Plumbing. Stay cooler with Bueller.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. The Weekend Rewind, brought to you by Cycles of Jacksonville, the big boy toy store for big boy toys.
What happened this weekend?
The Lakers roll the woeful Suns.
9-0 run by the Lakers over the last 2 minutes to open up an 8-point lead. Doncic on the step back, over Durant, hits a three, and then has something to say to him.
Duke wins the conference formerly known as the ACC.
So Duke reigns supreme in the ACC, regular season and tournament champions for the first time since 2006.
Patino is awesome.
Let the celebration begin. The St. John's Red Storm are champions of the Big East.
The Gators are gonna win it all.
Elijah Martin and 4 players off the Florida bench in the game right now. One of them Aberdeen. There's Martin. Beautiful find, and how about that finish?
Rory wins the Players.
And McIlroy's got another Players title. World number 2 with his second.
Good stuff. There's no doubt about it. When you go back and think about the weekend, and you can just go top to bottom, so much good stuff. Before you know it, the actual beginning of the Major League Baseball season is just days away.
Tomorrow morning, 6 a.m.
On the other side of the world.
Yes.
Okay.
It's the fake opening day.
Yeah, exactly. On the other side of the world with the Cubs and the Dodgers, which is just nuts. But great stuff over the weekend, including right here in Ponte Vedra on the First Coast with Rory winning the Players earlier today. Cycles of Jacksonville, they definitely want to make sure your weekends are full of fun. So if you didn't have enough of it this past weekend, make sure you go check them out. You can look at their Facebook page. You can go to cyclesofjacks.com or find them right there on Atlantic near Regency, Cycles of Jacksonville, with a bunch of cool things going on. So I would always laugh because I would call the ACC in football terms a crap conference. And here they are again with our cyber describer. She said it aptly. I mean, come on. It's not a good conference right now, and I never would have imagined that in a world where you still have Duke and North Carolina on Tobacco Road and all the rich tradition and decades of just basketball lore.
What if Duke wins it, though?
Yeah, sure. It does still
save a lot of face if that
Yes,
happens.
it would. It would. It definitely would. And they're good enough. And we've seen actually both teams, Duke and North Carolina, the last couple of years. North Carolina was a little bit of a if you could say the words Cinderella and North Carolina in the same sentence, they've been able to make runs when people didn't expect them to in the tournament. But everyone's being and moaning right now about North Carolina getting in period as an 11 seed and then Duke as a 1 overall seed. And they do have a decent bracket, but it's just whether Cooper Flagg is healthy or not. That's what it boils down to.
Yeah, I mean, they're good. There's no doubt they're good.
And he's them.
He is.
They're him.
And they're solid. There's no doubt they're solid. I just don't know that they typically in the ACC they go through a brutal schedule and they're tested. You know, they're tried and tested, ready to go in the tournament.
Yeah,
I'm not sure how much they were tested this year in that league.
Okay, so you mentioned Baylor, Mississippi State is the potential that they will see if they move on in that first round, and then after that, Arizona could be a team that they would see. BYU, as Mark Wise just mentioned a minute ago, would be a team that they could see if they make it. I like BYU for sure. And so that's what you're looking at.
Duke did beat Auburn this year.
They did.
Yeah.
They did.
And you can just take a look at the way that they've been able to put the team together. And we all know if you're going to be one of the betting favorites, you obviously have more than just one player. It's not just Coop and company, but he's still, it goes through him.
Yeah, I mean, he's the best player in college basketball.
Yeah.
So it's, you lose the best player in college basketball, I don't care what part of the tournament it is, that's going to hurt you.
Who are the guys that, as somebody who does not watch any college basketball, that I need to watch?
Him, if he's healthy.
Well, yeah.
I just feel like
I love Zakai Ziegler at Tennessee. Watch him. He's fun as hell to watch.
Well, it's funny if you name him, then
Is he
name
a guard.
Yeah,
He's
but
a
name
wing.
Okay.
Yeah, name the cat who took over at the end of the game coming down the stretch, Gainey yesterday, because he was a man yesterday when they needed it more than anybody else. He was able to step up. Jeremy Broome, those types of guys you're going to be keeping an eye on. There's plenty of other ones. And, the beautiful thing about it is that you can take these next 3 weeks, JJ, and a star will be born. Now, he may be gone as a one-and-doner. We're not seeing as many one-and-doners because the NIL has at least helped keep those cats around maybe a little bit longer, which is kind of cool.
Definitely has.
There was
Definitely has.
all right, let's make this the 10-10 take real quick, if you don't mind, JJ.
Now, Joe C's 10-10 take. Slow smoked and served up by Sonny's Barbecue. Local pitmasters since 68.
Since 68, they've been doing it their way, and you've been happy the whole way from 68 until now with delicious recipes, and they make sure they smoke it slow and serve it where you can enjoy a great meal. That's fast and good. So I may be giving a little something away here, but I think with permission, Pat Dooley would give me permission. He has a nice conversation with Walt Clayton after the season ended last year. And we know that Florida made a nice little run. We know that Hanlockton got hurt in the SEC tournament, which is just a year ago, and here he is battling back after that nasty broken leg. Anyway, Clayton was trying to make a decision on whether or not he was going to move on from Florida, turn pro, the whole deal. And he ends up making two important decisions, not to move on from them and not to go pro. And he stays, and I don't know how much he got for the NIL, but he stayed, and now he's a lottery pick. He's a number one first-team All-America. We're talking about
He's a completely different player, too.
Great story, already good, and you may be right, still a completely different player. That's the 10-10 take, because honestly, if you're looking for good stories, he is one really good story.
So I think the NIL is going to help football players stay around. There's still majority of them. It's like their clock's ticking. They got to go. Because that's such a brutal sport. But basketball, I think, is where you're really going to see the impact because you're talking about a lot of money for some of these guys. That's number one. And number two, it's the percentages of making the NBA is less than making the NFL. So these guys will stay around and they'll try and get better and they'll try and improve their stock. He 100% improved his stock, Clayton.
Yeah.
He's a different type of player right now this year.
Yeah.
And I said this earlier when we were talking to Mark Wise. It's not just him.
Yeah.
Richards is a different player. A completely different player. Condon's a completely different player.
Elijah coming in made him completely different.
Yeah.
And so all those things. And then what Houck's been able to do, it's just there's so many guys that have been able to do things for them.
Elijah Martin was a great player at FAU.
Right, but I'm just saying when he came in, he made them different.
Yeah, well, he made them more deep, more dangerous. Yeah, no doubt. But those guys, to Mark's point, the development, Houck is a different player. Condon's a different player. Yeah. They're really getting better under Todd Golden. I think if you're a Florida fan, if you're Scott Strickland, you're very happy with Todd Golden and how he develops players right now.
It is kind of funny if you had to decide between, and let's just throw Richard in there, but between Houck and Condon, who has matured and come along and developed more, it ain't an easy answer.
No, it
really isn't. Yeah, because
go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying they've made themselves so much better over a 365-day span.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
Yeah. All right, before we get to the whisper, JJ, Tyrese Hunter at Memphis, if he plays, is another guy you got to watch.
Guard?
Oh, my God, just ridiculous good.
No, I'm saying what position does he play?
Yes, guard, but he's got a foot, and they don't know how much, if he can play or when he can play. So did not play in the American Conference Final.
They're a potential team that could play the Gators, right?
Yeah. Okay. So, yeah, he's a good player, a really good player.
Matt just kind of went Rick Ballou, sideline reporter. Remember back in the day, JJ? Whenever he would do the injuries, he'd go, he's got a foot.
I did, right? The best is when Rick says Rick doesn't say groin, by the way.
Yeah.
Rick says growing.
Yeah, growing.
He's got a growing.
Yeah, he does. He does. All right, well, let's grow. We just grew by one right now. Hit it.
Now, the quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson.
Okay, bring it in.
Brought to you by Tyson Sound and Security, security and automation experts, and George Moore Chevrolet.
1, 2, 3. Denny Thompson makes it in the building for a little XL Primetime primer as we talk everything quarterbacks, and it could be going to the next level in the National Football League or getting ready for a lot of spring ball. Actually, it's probably all taken off right now. But anyway, didn't see Denny on the grounds at TPC Sawgrass, although I know he was there. But we met two nice young quarterbacks.
Yeah.
One competing, will soon to compete at Baylor, and then the other one on his way to what he hopes is being a part of an NFL roster, and Peyton Thorne. Two classy young lads.
Oh, awesome guys. Awesome. Peyton's been here, I guess, in Jacksonville since early January. At Pro Day next week. He leaves Wednesday of this week. So Peyton's one of my favorite guys on the planet. He's been working with us and with Will since, I don't know, as long as we've been together. So 5 years.
Wow.
Yeah. Just awesome guy. Awesome guy. Good ball player, too, by the way.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that Auburn situation wasn't the best situation the last couple of years. We've done a lot of these things now, and this kid can play on Sundays. He's good.
Well, it's like we asked him, your skill set now marries up with the NFL. I don't think too many kids coming up would have known, and we asked this question to him, within a 5 to 8 year period, Denny, the NFL's changed dramatically when you consider that position you're coaching.
No question, man. We talk about it all the time in the facility. Everybody asks, what's the prototypical quarterback? And I don't know that there is such a thing right now. I mean, I know what all it includes, but I don't, used to it'd be you want a 6'5", big guy, strong guy, big arm.
Right.
Movement's not. Now there's so much suddenness in the position at different areas. I don't know what the next 5 years looks like at quarterback. I know what it doesn't. It's not going backwards.
No, I don't believe so.
It's not going back to guys that can't move.
Yeah, and honestly, the migration of coaches from the college game into the NFL game says everything to me.
Yeah,
this is the game.
They're also bigger dudes. Like Walker White's a big
He is a
dude,
big boy.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, but so is Peyton.
Yep.
Like, these are big, grown, physical men right now.
Yeah, don't get it wrong. When I say they're not these traditional 6'5", 6'6", stand in the pocket, they're still 6'5".
Yeah.
Not those two guys,
They can
but they're
move.
still 6. I mean, Carson's almost 6'5", right? Like, they just don't stand still now. There's a lot to this game now. They're used as a weapon in the run game and in the fit game and in all that kind of stuff. So it's a fun time to be involved with the position. It's a fun time to be here in Jacksonville with it too, man. It's awesome having events like the Players because all of our guys want to go out there. So they'll come in town for it.
What was the size of Walker White, by the way?
I bet he's 6'3", right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's a big boy.
I bet he's 225, 230. He's a big dude.
So I'm kind of picturing Austin Reed.
Like cut dude. He's not like,
Right.
there's nothing, no fat on that cat.
I'm trying to picture Austin Reed a year ago when he came up to us, 6'2".
Similar, very similar,
Okay,
yes.
but White had 20 more pounds on him, it looked like.
And-
maybe 15.
Well, I don't know. Austin's like 220.
Yeah, Austin's
I
pretty big
agree, but this cat...
Yeah, no, this guy's, and you got to remember he's 19.
And
He's 19 years old.
right.
Austin was 24 when he came to you.
Yeah, like I'm heaping praise on him.
This is a young dude, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
as big as Reed was, he looked bigger. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm watching. Never mind. I can't give away the latest episode of Reacher, but I saw a guy bigger than Reacher. Okay, and that's kind of Austin Reed and White.
Yeah, it's fun, man. Having all these guys in. We've got John Mateer in this week.
Nice.
Yeah,
Sling it, huh?
he spins it, man.
Yeah.
Spins it good. Yeah, he's going to be a good player. Oklahoma's got to go in there for sure.
Okay, and it's so funny because Oklahoma.
I've been telling you guys about him all off season, man.
Didn't the Oklahoma kid go to Auburn?
He did.
Yeah.
He did,
okay.
yeah.
Jackson
But
Arnold.
John Mateer
Yep.
is
Jackson
he was
Arnold.
the #1 guy in the portal this year. That's a dude that will change a program.
Yeah, he's the State
Washington
guy.
State quarterback.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he could be the next Cam Ward that people would be talking about. It just so happened he landed in Norman. All right, so
With his OC.
yeah,
Arbuckle.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Who was also Austin Reed's OC at Western Kentucky.
Oh, interesting.
So, yeah, they've been spending a lot of time together today.
That's cool.
Yep.
And so I don't know how you can do this. This is maybe a dumb question, but I'm in charge of those. But when you start adding up the sum total of, and you can use the coaches as part of this, but anyway, the player movement at that position, who are the winners and losers in college
I don't even
football
know.
this year?
I don't even know because, I mean, it's hard to say who the losers are because All these guys are really good players. I mean, you look at the kid that went from Liberty to Colorado. He's a good, was it Salter? Caden?
Caden Salter.
Good player.
Yeah.
Really good player. John Mateer, who, half the country don't know about.
Right.
Anything about, they will. Like, he is a really, really, really good player. We mentioned Jackson Arnold.
If their head coach can do a good job.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we mentioned Jackson Arnold. That's another one who didn't forget how to play football.
Right.
Like, this guy was in Heisman, talks last year.
Who's the guy Duke paid for?
Oh,
that's Malik Murphy.
No,
from Tulane
last year.
Last year,
Tulane.
This year they got and then Malik Murphy went somewhere else. I don't remember where he went. You got the kid from USC at Louisville. You got Carson obviously going to Miami. So I mean it's a never ending.
Castellanos.
Yeah, that's right.
Heisman favorite.
Yeah.
Yes. You know that's why Mike Norvell's closing practice. Okay,
He doesn't want to see the greatness. Yeah. He doesn't want to expose greatness.
He's not the only one, man. There are coaches that I just talked to Rich Rodriguez last week, and he said his spring game, his quote was, "You're going to see a lot of 3s and 4s out there on the field."
Now, why?
Because they don't.
Is it really because they think people will take
It's not
them?
think. They know that.
But wouldn't they anyways?
Schools go and go to the games and literally scout these players.
Yeah, they've now gone to a new level of paranoia.
I don't think it's paranoia. Actually, I think it's. What do you think?
It's real. It's definitely real, but I think it's probably a false thought to think you're preventing it from happening by having the game.
Yes, I agree with both.
You're not making it. I mean, you're probably not making it as easy for it to happen.
But if they want to go, they want to go.
But man, listen, the good teams are scouting every roster, every player on every roster. You can sit down with most coaches and they can tell you the 10 players on somebody else's roster that they would love to have, like every single one of them. Yeah. So it's just part of football.
Well, it's funny because there was a rule, and I can't even remember how far back we're going, but Danny Snyder decided he wanted to charge admission to training camp. And as soon as you charge admission, anyone can walk in and sit in the stands with a camera. It's one thing to you like. In other words, a scout could show up and take notes.
Yeah, as long as they pay.
Free to the public.
Hey, we're talking Connor Stallions.
Exactly. Yeah. You pay, camera, come with me. Okay.
But the other thing about the spring stuff, they got to do something. We've said this about 5 different times on this show. They got to do something about this calendar.
Yeah, just make it more like the NFL calendar.
I mean, there's people that started spring practice. A lot of people that started spring practice 2 weeks ago. Georgia started practice last week. They just finished. I mean, Ohio State starting practice either this week or next week. They just finished.
Yeah.
Like, what are we doing? When are we getting better? Because it's not – you don't improve as a football team on the field. Mm-hmm. That's not where you make your big leaps. You make your big leaps in nutrition and in preparation and lifting and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, no doubt.
And you're taking away time from that. It'd be like going to take the ACT every single weekend and never studying for it and just thinking you're going to get better by going to take it.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to change. And I hope it does go to more of an NFL-style thing where this time of year is strictly for that, and then we'll get to May and we'll have 10 on-field practices, call them OTAs, and be done.
All right, let's take a quick break. One more seg with Denny because we got to work in a couple of other things. Joe Burrow got 2 big-time wide receivers inked for a longer period of time. He did not want to see them go. So anyway, we'll touch on some quarterback talk in the NFL coming up. Mokama Beer Company Monday with the quarterback whisperer hanging.
He calls himself the truth teller. Find out why.
As far back as I can remember, I always wanted to be a gangster.
Go into the night, every night, with Rick Ballou.
Keep your friends close, but your enemies close.
On 1010XL.
When you step into a courtroom, you're stepping into a fight. Someone wins, someone loses. I'm attorney Brett Hastings, and at Hastings Injury Law, we've got the experience you want in your corner if you or a loved one suffer a personal injury or a wrongful death. We're here to fight for you. So if you get hit, hit back with Hastings Injury Law, offices Jacksonville. Find us on the web at 904hitback.com or call our 24-hour helpline, 904-HITBACK.
Get this thing unwrapped here. Duval!
Praz, what in the world are you doing working on your Duval?
That's right, man. I really identify with Duval.
You live in St. John's County, knucklehead.
I mean the Duval sub, the Dailies Dash Duval. Turkey, ham, melted cheddar, and habanero jack cheeses. Lettuce, tomato, crispy and fresh, like me. I'm sure there's a Dailies Dash sub that sums you up.
The boss.
Because, of course.
Oven roasted beef, Munster cheese, roasted mushrooms, caramelized onions. It's the boss of all subs. Only available for me.
That's just not true.
What do you mean? I walked in the other day, screamed, "You know it!" and said, "A boss for a boss."
Well, no matter who you are, there is a Dailies Dash sandwich or sub for you.
Go find yours. They may even make you a boss.
I'm sure they will, because it is Dailies Dash.
Where more is better.
And you got that right.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
Tired of spending all day looking for a new truck? Then stop. At Garber Auto Mall, you can see every new American-made truck side by side. Chevy, GMC, Buick, Ford, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram. Visit us at GarberAutomall.com or in Green Cove Springs. And remember, at Garber Auto Mall, there's always a little room for wiggle.
Do the Garber wiggle, Garber wiggle, 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 Garber wiggle.
This is head coach Matthew Driscoll from the UNF men's basketball team. When our players suffer an orthopedic injury, Southeast Orthopedic Specialist gets our players back on the court pain-free.
We appreciate the endorsements from our high school and college coaches. This is Dr. Kevin Murphy. Next time you need orthopedic care, you can rely on our team at Southeast Orthopedic Specialist.
Relieve pain and get back to life. Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
Your hole-in-one for men's health is Ackerman Urology. With offices in Mandarin, Middleburg, World Golf Village, and the beaches, Ackerman will get you on par for any prostate conditions and sexual vitality. Visit AckermanUrology.com.
Anytime you've got major plumbing problems, and even the minor ones, there's several potential causes, and they usually can't be easily detected. So don't guess at a solution. Hire Roland Reese Plumbing at PlumbingJacksonville.com.
Soccer continues to grow on the First Coast, and so does the need for better coverage. Join Cole Pepper, Mauricio Ruiz, and Becky Burley
on the Sporting Jack Soccer Hour, Tuesday nights at 6
on 10:10 a.m.
AA Automotive helps keep your vehicle in dependable and safe condition. Call Sam, Harry, or Joe, and they'll check your brakes, tires, fluids, electric, and motor, so your ride runs smooth on the road. That's AA Automotive on Richard Street.
Homeowners, listen up. It's time to start fresh in 2025. Prosser here, and Loan Pronto is here to help take control of your finances in 2025 by lowering your house payments and consolidating that nagging debt. Did you know that 9 out of 10 borrowers get a better deal by calling Loan Pronto? Right now, Loan Pronto has some of the most competitive offers for refis, debt consolidation, and purchase loans, starting in the low 5s APR. If your current rate is over 6%, don't settle for paying too much. Even if you're in process with another lender, call Loan Pronto now. Lock in at a lower rate today and close in as little as 2 weeks, often with no appraisal. You can even skip your next 2 house payments. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Get your personalized Loan Pronto rate quote instantly with no hard credit pull and no upfront fees. Call now, 904-999-1508, or go to loanpronto.com. That's 904-999-1508. Equal housing lender, NMLS 1661781, subject to lender approval, NMLS consumeraccess.org.
I'm here with Danny Van Sickle, director of the Electrical Training Alliance. Danny, tell me about your program.
Hey, Rick, we're a 4-year electrical apprenticeship. Our students start out making over $40,000 a year, and right now make over $90,000 a year, including benefits. There is no tuition or student debt. You just have to apply and get accepted.
Did you say no tuition and no student debt?
You heard that right, Rick. Once you're accepted to the program, your only cost for the books and the course fees, about $800 a year.
That sounds like an amazing opportunity. How can I learn more?
Just go to etajax.org and you can apply there.
Apply by May 15th.
Everybody, Mike Dempsey here. In the past 10 years, the weight loss industry has seen it all. New medications, fad diets, sculpting, and still, Awaken 180 continues to stand alone as the proven solution for weight loss online at awaken180weightloss.com.
This is Hayes Carline for Kingfish Pest Control. Mosquito season is upon us, but don't let them take over. The secret to a bite-free yard is starting today with Kingfish Pest Control. Their 3-step mosquito defense process stops them before they can spread. Eliminate breeding areas, build a protective barrier around your yard, and monthly treatments to keep them away all season long. The earlier you start, the fewer mosquitoes you'll have to fight. Don't let those suckers ruin your outdoor fun. Call Kingfish Pest Control, proud partner of the Jacksonville Jaguars.
1010XL is presented by Farah & Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville. Mondays on XL Primetime, brought to you by Mokama. Check out their great craft in the tap room at Fernandina Beach.
Every day you can enjoy great coffee. The barista's there to make up some magic and kind of get your day going, or you can kind of finish off the day. They got plenty of people that drop on by and just have little meetings there and enjoy some of the good coffee from Mocama, but then Tuesday through Sunday, delicious craft beer. So make sure you check it out. They got it all going on. You can log on mocama.com. All right, we got one more seg with our quarterback whisperer, Denny Thompson. It is XL Primetime. Joe C., Matty Hayes, missing Searcy today, but we'll be back tomorrow. So you've got T. Higgins and Jamar Chase with deals that come out in the Cincinnati Bengals, inking them this, I guess, over the weekend this morning. And one of them is $160 million, which is what, $112 guaranteed. The other one is $115 million. Not quite as big for T. Higgins, but still, We're talking about a surplus of cheddar for both of those guys going to the banks. How happy does that make a Joe Burrow?
Well,
because he's
on the heels of what they just paid him.
And he said, I'm willing to basically adjust my number to help them. And that's what they did, because they basically helped their salary cap to still create room for Trey Hendrickson. So I think that quarterbacks are starting to figure this out. I need to have weapons around me. I need to be...
Well, without question. Yeah. And I think that's happening. Funny enough, we were talking a little bit about this. Mm. It's happening at every level.
Yeah.
You know, it's happening at college too.
Oh, that's a good point.
I think people are going, you know, even though there's not a salary cap, there's only so much money to go around everywhere.
Right.
Sorry, Joe, didn't mean to knock your computer over. So it's like I'm only going to be as good as what I have to throw to and what is going to protect me. So yeah, it makes sense. And I think everybody's going to be watching this though from a organizational standpoint across the NFL, because is this the only team that really truly has just made long-term commitments in that percentage of cap space to just the passing game? You know what I mean? Like, you'll see it. One receiver will sign 1 year, and then the next they'll sign another one, but they're not coupled together.
But as an example, the Cooper Kupp's having to get clipped by the Rams,
right?
Because they can't afford it, and so Ayuk demanded more money last year, and they may be on their way.
I don't know enough about Cincy, but they must feel pretty good about their offensive line prospects down the road. If you're putting that much money into two receivers and a quarterback,
it's nuts.
Or they're looking at history and thinking, all right, he got sacked 70 times when we were a play away from winning the Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, I hope not.
Yeah, I do too. But I mean, that's, you know.
Yeah, but that's 3 years removed. Do not forget last year he got hit and hit and hit and was
had the best season of his career.
Yeah, bad defense and bad line.
Like I don't want to sound ignorant about this. I just don't know enough about their roster. But on the surface, you look at that and you're like, wait, that can't work.
Yeah.
But if it does, I think it's going to change the way a lot of people structure.
I mean, how good could he be if they protect him?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
then the question then becomes is how good is he?
Maybe the best in the league.
Right. How good is he? That's the question.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. There's not a weakness to this guy's game.
No.
He has no flaws in his game.
I wish I could get you to put it in order and it be concrete, but I don't think it can be concrete. It's fluid. Are his eyes better? Is his decision making better? Is his arm better? Because there's so many things. Because he sees the field and makes such good decisions and then delivers on time.
Maybe we can simplify it and just say he has an aura about him when he plays the game that he just never panics. Like, it's never too big of a situation, regardless of if his offensive line is terrible and he's getting pressure from different places. We've talked about that with what they can do to Trevor. There's something about this guy that ever since he went to LSU is just different.
So crazy.
It is.
It really is.
And it comes across as, maybe a little cocky at times, but I don't think that's what it is.
He's also tough as hell.
He is very tough. He's way more athletic than people think he is. The injury that he overcame to play last year is unfreaking real.
Yeah.
That he played as well as he did.
Yep.
I mean, he's one of those that you hope that we're not sitting here doing this, 7 years from now going, man, that guy wasted his career, in Cincy.
Yeah.
But, I would think if they're going to invest this much in three players that they've got a plan to keep it going.
And so some of these numbers, they don't mean a whole hell of a lot to anybody because they're kind of towards the bottom end of maybe some of the big deals we're talking about. But just listen to these quarterback numbers, okay? These are all backups. Daniel Jones goes to the Colts for 1 year, $14 million. They're saying he's got a chance to compete with AR. I want to come back to that one. Jacoby Brissett, 2 years, $12.5 million with the Cardinals. Mason Rudolph, Steelers, 2 years, $8 million. Josh Dobbs. How many guys have been through your building? Josh Dobbs, 2 years, $8 million. Mac Jones, 2 years, $7 million. Nicky Mullins, 2 years, $6.5 million here. Zach Wilson, the Dolphins give him $6 million for 1 year. At the very least, these are all semi-insurance policies for all these teams, but these guys can make this type of cake and be backups for quite some time.
It's an amazing job.
It is.
What did Gardner get in KC?
Gardner got 12, I believe, in that 1 year deal.
Last year.
Yeah.
We had a 2 year, $25 million deal with Vegas that obviously just had one.
Right.
But listen, the whole position, man, it at a very young age now, and parents don't DM me when I say this.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not talking about your kid probably. But at a very young age, you can start to make money playing the quarterback position now.
Don't listen, parents.
Please. Yeah.
Nobody's right. There's NIL deals in high school right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
I was talking to somebody the other day, and it's like if I was going to be an agent, like the most valuable piece of real estate right now is a 5-star 11th grader.
It's something else. This is a total aside, but since he said agents and players and don't DM me, this just popped in my head.
That's sick what you just said right there. You know that, right?
I know.
Sick.
I know.
Yeah.
But he's 100% dead on accurate.
Can we start an agency?
We might need to.
He already has.
He is. Yeah, he is. But everyone's thinking they've got that kid. Anyway, I'm told the story that on a local campus, not that far away, that there is
well, it's either Florida or Florida State or Georgia, Joe. There's only so many that are not so far away.
Let's just say it's a 15-man roster, and it might be even smaller than that.
All right.
But the question was asked to one of the assistant coaches, how many of these kids have agents? 11.
Oh, yeah.
11 have agents, okay? And they do not, and I'm not talking about that level of school.
Yeah.
Okay?
So like a JU.
Yeah, I'm just talking about a lower level. And they had that many kids that had agents.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's agents and or advisors who could be anybody.
Hold on.
Uncle Leroy or something.
Yeah, it could be. Yeah, and the other thing I think before we cast a bad light on that, it's a little different thing too.
Yeah.
It's not like these guys are making.
That's
a
the
ton
guy
of
who's
money.
like
no. Hear me out on this.
People through this process.
No, I don't want anybody. Literally, don't want anybody. I mean, these are 17 and 18-year-olds.
Right.
Yeah.
And they're having contracts put in front of them, and they're having to pay taxes, and they're having to. And so a lot of times in these cases, it's not an agent. It's somebody that's helping them go, look, regardless of how much money it is, you want to start life off on the right foot, not the wrong foot.
I have no problem with that.
Yeah. So it's much different.
But
it's not. I'll put it this way. It was way dirtier before NIL.
Maybe.
I don't know, man. There's some
now, but
let me. You know more than me, obviously, but I will say this, and I bet you could confirm it. There are like quote unquote agents, and I'm using air quotes, that are charging these kids like 30%.
Yeah, again, okay. So there's so many different things, though. You've got marketing, you've got contracts, you've got management, you've got yes, I'm sure there is, but that also, in some cases, is what a typical marketing firm, I would never do that, but that's what a typical marketing firm in a lot of cases charge people who don't bring in a ton of money, right? Like it's I guess a
but
typical
if you have one of those 11th grade
situation.
If you have one of those 11th grade Elite 11 guys,
yeah,
I mean they can command what they want, correct?
Even in high
it's
school.
Not
that. It's
in a
not
reasonable
that.
world.
Yeah, it's not that extravagant. And when I said it was dirtier before, it's only because it was all illegal, but it was still happening.
But
the money now is astronomically big.
More, right?
Okay, but my one counter to that, and you know this better than I do, but it was dirty at the top.
Yeah.
Now it's everyone is expecting a little.
It'll clean up. It'll clean. It has to clean up. It'll clean up. There's a lot of money in college football. It needs to be done the right way, and that's the one thing I will say, parents, is if you have a kid who's going to play at that level, just make sure this is somebody who's done this before. Like that's literally it. Nobody's going to get you more money, but they can protect your kid if they know what to look for.
Yeah. All right, brother, man. We appreciate it as always. Denny Thompson,
Yes,
our quarterback whisperer at Denny_Thompson. Make sure you check him out. We keep it rolling until 4:00 this afternoon with the Frangie Show coming up. I need to make this point. 2 number ones in Duval have been brought up in trade talks. We'll talk about that coming up next on XL Primetime.
1010XL is your home for Jacksonville University basketball.
The Dolphins splash into the ASUN semifinal. JU North Alabama tomorrow night at 7 on 1010 AM.
Frank Frangie here for South State Bank. At South State, they believe strong relationships build strong businesses. That's why they take the time to understand your goals, challenges, and vision so they can provide solutions tailored to your needs, like they've done for me for years. South State has always been there for our business and our charity. With a team you can trust and a commitment to personalized service, South State Bank is here to be more than your bank. They're your partner in business. Visit southstatebank.com. South State Bank, member FDIC.
Tired of seeing the signs of aging? Spring is here, a time to renew. I'm Dr. Mark Capel, a board-certified dermatologist, here to help you look and feel your best with minimal to no downtime. Rejuvenate your skin, strengthen your core, and sculpt your body with advanced face and body treatments designed to restore your youthful glow and confidence. Just in time for spring and summer. A healthier, more fit you starts now. Visit dermagnify.com and step into spring looking and feeling your best.
Happy New Year from Big Chief Tire. Frank Frangie here. Start 2025 off right by keeping your car running smoothly. Whether you're traveling for work or heading out on a weekend getaway, their expert technicians will ensure your vehicle is in top shape. Visit WeKeepJacksRollin.com or call 904-932-0950 to schedule maintenance, repairs, or tire service. With Big Chief Tire's trusted care, you'll tackle every journey ahead with peace of mind. Start the year strong. Big Chief Tire keeps Jacks rolling.
You know, Mr. Chubby's Wings is giving away free beer again this year for the Madness Tournament.
Do they really give you a free pint of Miller Lite for each game you pick right?
Yes, all you got to do is fill out your bracket now at 1010XL.com. The overall winner gets tickets to Welcome to Rockville on Saturday. But for free beer, just download your bracket, print it out, and bring it into any Mr. Chubby's Wings location during the games. Every game you pick right, you get a free beer.
Go to 1010XL.com now. It's the Free Beer Chubby Madness Bracket Challenge. See Mr. Chubby's Wings Facebook for full contest details. Jimerson Burr is a full-service, Florida-based commercial law firm that has experience and capabilities to handle any legal issue a business is confronted with. Learn more about what they can do for you at jimersonfirm.com.
This Date in Sports History is brought to you by Southeast Orthopedic Specialists.
On March 17, 2019, at the Players' Championship, Rory McIlroy wins the championship, defeating Jim Furyk by 1 stroke, making 2 late birdies to close out with a 2-under-70.
Bueller, stay cooler with Bueller.
Hey, buddy, you look worried.
Worried? I'm apoplectic!
You're apo what now?
I'm freaking out, Jason. Stupid water heater crapped out, so I haven't showered since Thursday. I start smelling a little funky, blow my big corporate job interview tomorrow, I'll end up settling for some dead-end career selling spatulas on the internet.
Dude, stay cool.
There's nothing cool about a cold shower, Jason. I mean, I know how that sounds, but
Bueller Air and Plumbing can get a new water heater installed today. The day you call. You could be smelling fresh again by dinner time.
Wait, you can do that?
Put on these sunglasses. Whoa. Is that cooler?
Oh, yeah.
Well, life moves pretty fast. If you spend much more time smelling like this, you could miss it.
Stay cooler with Bueller.
Visit BuellerAir.com.
Baloo here for Smoonez Vision. Why Smoonez Vision? Well, I've been with Dr. Neil Smoonez now since I got back to Jacksonville in 2006. 37 years of experience he has. Smoonez Vision is a family organization that focuses on personal high-quality medical and surgical eye care. Dr. Catherine Smoonez is fellowship-trained in cornea and cataract surgery and all refractive surgery. Combined, that's 30 years plus in laser eye surgery. Visit SmoonezVision.com today. Here you can see.
Navy Mutual would like to salute all Medal of Honor recipients that have been given our nation's highest award. In 1990, Congress designated March 25th as National Medal of Honor Day, and it was signed into law by President George H.W. Bush.
Committed to the mission. At Navy Mutual, we're committed to providing high-quality life insurance to members of the military and their families. Because at Navy Mutual, our highest commitment is to you. Visit NavyMutual.org.
Hi, I'm Sean Monahan from Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach. Since 1977, we've been Jacksonville's local family jeweler with a beautiful selection of fine jewelry and certified diamonds. But we're also Jacksonville's leading buyer of gold and silver and diamonds from the public. Gold has recently hit an all-time high at almost $3,000 per ounce. Pay bills, buy something fun. Now is the time to sell your gold for cash and get top dollar or trade it in for a new piece and get even more value at Monahan Jewelers in Atlantic Beach.
Hey folks, Nick in here for Zero Res. You're going to want to beat the spring cleaning rush and call our cleaning heroes at Zero Res. This month, get one room Zero Resified starting at $53. Hey, and take $100 off your air duct cleaning. Don't forget about your air ducts. Your air ducts, sort of like the lungs of your home. If they're dirty, your indoor air quality suffers. Visit ZeroResJacksonville.com. Tell them Dan or 1010XL sent you. Spell it forwards or backwards. Zero Res. It's the right way to clean.
Zero Res.
Mark Watson with Hardball Creative. If you have a school, team, or group that would benefit from a team store, you're in luck because we now offer team stores. Check us out at hardballcreative.com.
Hardball Creative. Hardball does it all.
1010XL is presented by Farah and Farah, exclusive injury law firm of the Jacksonville Jaguars. Protecting you and your family. Call 396-5555. Jacksonville.
Now the cool down with Donovan Air, Electric and Plumbing, keeping Jacks cool since '87.
All right, my takeaway is we are rolling into the two best days of, you could argue, sport, actually. It's the Thursday-Friday games in the NCAA tournament. The first round games are just phenomenal.
You think it's better than the round at 32?
The whole day. I do.
Okay.
I do, because there's way more upsets. And there's stuff going on everywhere, man. Everywhere.
Oh, it's a bettor's dream and a bettor's nightmare if you're not ready to go, because you'll reach if you don't get one or two right. And one of the great rules of thumb is let go of chalk early and take points. But even Vegas is having a difficult time figuring these things out, because of the transfer portal, because of just the player movement that we just got through talking with Denny about in a football world. It's crazy in a basketball world. And so it's so tough to figure out. It's like bowl season, same kind of thing. If you go back to the bowl season, beginning of bowl season, don't worry about chalk. Take an underdog. Underdog more invested, more interested. You know the whole storyline.
Sure.
That ain't true either anymore.
No, you can't find anything like that. No.
There's nothing.
Plus, and then the umbrella over all of it is, it's the tournament.
Yeah.
You have no idea who's going to play well, who's going to.
Well, I'll just give you another one. Like, I'm just sitting here kind of taking a look at everything possibility-wise, what you could be looking at. And you could see, why were we asking Mark Weiss this question earlier? I want to know I want to know the 12 over the 5. Because I'm not just going to pick willy-nilly one of the 12s over the 5s.
Right.
But history has said you're going to see a 12 over a 5. And so you're trying to find the one, and we were talking about it, Michigan maybe going down in flames. And Mark just basically said his 2 cents worth was, that probably won't happen, especially with the way they were able to take care of business in the Big Ten. But I don't know which one of these are going to be ripe for an upset. Auburn's been through some rough stuff over the last
Auburn has struggled the
10
last
days.
Maybe more than that. Probably like 14, 16 days, actually.
Yeah.
They've been teetering a little bit.
Yeah, getting kind of not knocked around, but they certainly have drawn more L's in the last 10, 12 days than you would have expected from them. And so you're just trying to figure out which one of these is the telltale sign that they're ready to get bounced early.
It's going to be interesting to see how the SEC plays in this tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got 14 teams. Anytime one of them loses, it's going to be, they're overrated. They never should have had 14. But there's, I mean, you conceivably should have. I mean, I was looking at it this morning. You should have double digits reaching the second game, so the round of 32.
Yeah.
Okay. If you get that, and if you get to the round of 16, if you get, I think, more than half, it's a great showing.
Yeah.
Like if you get 8 or 9 to reach 16, you'll have half the teams at
that's
16.
insane. Yeah,
right.
Of course.
Yeah, like you could just.
But look at it. Look at the brackets. It easily could happen. Look at the brackets.
Right, because I'm just sitting here. I'm going, all right. like, are the Wofford Terriers going to beat the Tennessee Volunteers? No, probably not. Are Kentucky is a 3 seed? Are they going to lose to Troy? No, probably not.
I think they're favored in every first-round game.
Yeah.
Including Georgia and Gonzaga. Well, Gonzaga may be ahead of
Yeah, Gonzaga's an 8. Georgia's a 9.
No, I know, but I mean the actual line.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm not sure. All right, listen, I'm just looking at Hard Rock Bet, just at least some futures as far as what's going on here. And you're talking about Ole Miss, who you mentioned earlier. They're 120 to 1 odds to cut down the nets.
So Gonzaga's a 4.5-point favorite. I think they might be the only team that's favored against an SEC
Well,
team.
they do have, of the 8 seeds, they have the shortest odds to make it to the 4. So that's probably why they're a betting favorite right now. Even though, did you say they're coming off the?
I want to say Arkansas is favored over UConn. It's Arkansas and UConn, right?
I don't know. They're all running together in my head right now.
No, Arkansas plays Kansas.
Kansas, okay,
and they are underdogs. Kansas is a 4-point favorite.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then so you start taking a look at a few of the other ones.
So then they aren't the only.
Illinois has the shortest odds of the 5 seeds to win the tournament. Michigan has the longest. So right now people are betting against Michigan. They're not crazy about where
Illinois
they are.
struggled in the last couple weeks too, a lot like Auburn.
It's interesting though.
Bit.
Michigan cut down nets at the conference championship, yet they've got the longest odds. Illinois has the shortest. Baylor, shortest odds of any lower seed to win the tournament. Here are a couple of other ones. Along the number 4 seeds, Arizona has the shortest odds. Texas Tech has the shortest odds of the 3 seeds to win the tournament. Tennessee, the most favored number 2 seed in the tournament. We already mentioned Duke as being the overall favorite. And
Oklahoma, by the way, is also an underdog.
Yeah.
That's 3 now.
To UConn.
Okay.
I don't know where. I must have heard that on Sirius XM this morning.
Yeah.
So that's 3 now SEC teams.
You can only trust local sports radio.
That's exactly right.
I don't know what you're talking
Rip
about.
the dial, the knob off.
That's crazy.
Put it on the
and
10-10 dial.
I'll give you another one. Vanderbilt.
Okay.
4-point dog against St. Mary's.
Against St. Mary's?
Yeah.
Wow, that's
Are they the Gales?
They're-
Is that what they are?
Yeah, there's 7 seed versus
Why
10
couldn't I have been
seed.
asked that one? Yeah. I had that.
Yeah, for the listeners who don't know what he's talking about, the social media team did a video where they asked the boys hey, who's Norfolk State's mascot? And how many did you get out of 5, Joe?
I got a 1 and then 2 halves.
Okay.
Which I am counting
So I'll
as-
give you
as
that,
2.
too. Matt's claiming 3, even though he
desperate.
really got 2.
Yeah, I'm desperate.
I got 3. No, I got 3, actually. I did.
So,
What about Alabama State?
Nothing.
I think the Hornets,
Yeah,
maybe?
doesn't it have a
The
B
Hornets?
in it? Yeah.
Is it?
It is.
Okay.
Good job.
All right.
I'm pretty good at these. Pretty good. Definitely football. Basketball, when you start getting down into the... basketball's 360 Division I teams. It's not easy.
Yeah, let's not forget that many of them, and you only see them around this time of the year.
Yeah, how many times did you watch UC San Diego this year?
Hey, Robert Morris, forgive me. I didn't know you were the Colonials.
If you had FBS and FCS, I think it's only 210 or something teams. It's not that many.
Yeah.
What about High Point?
No.
Oh, I know what that one is.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do, because you know how I know? This is a long time ago when I covered Florida for the Times Union. They played High Point.
Well, then what are they?
It's on the tip of my tongue.
Listen, let me tell you
man.
something. If it's a high point, that means it's a mountain lion. It's gotta be something
Exactly.
like-
It's a panther.
Panthers, there you go.
All right, I'll give you one more.
All right.
Bryant,
Very good,
Bryant University.
Bryant.
Oh my gosh.
They are in the tournament. They're playing. Michigan State.
Sparty wins.
Can you give me animal
It's
or
a dog. What type
it's a
of
bulldog.
dog? Okay, it's a bulldog. Everyone's a bulldog.
And I think you'll hear at some
except for
point.
Wofford, which is the Terriers, which Joe got wrong.
I'm looking at that's a bulldog.
What about Grand Canyon?
Oh, I've heard this one.
Grand
They're not
Canyon
the Cougars,
U.
are they?
It's an antelope.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I would have known.
By the way, that school
can't
is
help you with that.
booming.
Is that a joke?
No,
because it's an
No,
onliner.
I'm not kidding, man. The student population is giant.
It's an onliner and
a campus.
ITT Tech.
Yeah.
It's. I mean, I'm gonna look it up just to tell you guys.
While you look it up, okay, let's find out a little more about the pride of the Edwardsville Cougars, the embedded and shredded.
Now, the 2-minute drill. Service by Cool Cats Heating and Cooling. Locally owned and operated. We're your neighbors. CoolCatsJacks.com.
The coolest cats in town.
Matt cannot quit laughing.
Just
so now,
real quick, okay?
Yeah, so now I'm dying
Grand
to know.
Canyon U,
Yeah.
total enrollment at the actual bricks and mortar campus and online, 101,000.
That can't, well, the total enrollment there has got to be 30 because their online enrollment is massive.
66,769.
Yeah. Online.
Undergraduate enrollment.
All right.
Total.
I wasn't that far off then. SIU Edwardsville, their mascot, the embedded and shredded.
Cougars?
Huskies.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah.
Which is
Husky.
Yeah, you gave it away.
I did. I was just checking. I was just testing.
Yeah, I haven't started drinking
Joe,
yet.
when you do this, you ask.
Joe has,
and then,
apparently.
right.
Because I said Edwardsville
wait for him to
Cougars.
I mean, this. I felt like I was in one of those. Who won the? When was the War of 1812?
Yeah.
Like what am I missing? Who's buried in Grant's
Is this
tomb?
a trick question?
Like,
By
what
the
am
way,
I missing here?
I was just trying to give you the win because I knew you needed it. All
I
right?
appreciate it.
Yeah, I know you needed it.
I'll take a 1 over a 16 any day of the week
Exactly.
and feel good about it.
All right. So, have you looked at your bracket? How many brackets are you going to fill out?
I'll fill out one bracket. I haven't gotten around to really committing. I like to wait and get to like Tuesday. I like to kind of hear what they say. At the press conferences, things like that. I like to get a feel. I like to kind of go over data and stuff like that. So. Obviously it's fun to get a look, and I certainly have a pretty good feel of where I'm going to go with most of the games, and certainly, teams that I believe will really make a push for San Antonio.
Where will Florida have their closest scrape before cutting down the nets? I think that's what's in Hayes' head.
Maryland is a very dangerous 4 seed.
Yeah.
When you look at their metrics, they're right in like top 10, so they're probably the strongest 4. It's good and bad. Florida got the weakest 2 in St. John's, when you look at the data, but they got a very strong 4. So I think if you'd always be rooting for the 4 to get uprooted early anyway, when you're the 1, because obviously that's who you think you'll meet in the Sweet 16. But I would say Maryland is going to be dangerous for Florida, although their best player is a freshman, and I wonder if that kind of a team can take down a veteran team like Florida.
Yeah.
So, but Maryland is going to be dangerous if they get there. I don't think Florida has any problems the first weekend, whether it's Oklahoma or UConn. They're just not good enough defensively on either side. UConn was dominant defensively over the last 2 tournaments, obviously, but this is a totally different team. So, I think it sets up well. I know Gators fans are, looking at the bottom of the bracket and say, oh, my God, look at all these teams. My message would be you're only going to have to worry about one of them. You don't have to worry about playing St. John's and Texas Tech and Kansas and Arkansas and Missouri. I mean, only one of those schools is going to make it to the Elite 8. So, I think Florida's top half is about as good as it could be.
Doable.
And so I would expect Florida to be in this thing for a while. And, obviously it'll be a disappointment if they don't get to San Antonio.
All right, you guys are doing that?
We'll do all that. We'll talk some Players' Championship as well, with Rory McIlroy claiming his 2nd title here. So that was very cool this morning. And, all sorts of tournament March Madness breakdowns, but certainly a lot on the Florida Gators. What a magnificent team. And even if they get knocked out, I mean, you couldn't have asked for a better season. No. I mean, it's total house money from here.
All right, before you go, Stephen F. Austin.
The Lumberjacks?
Yes!
Nice.
Wow, this is nice.
I didn't know if
Hayes
that's
flipping car line you're talking to.
I'm going to get out of here on a high note before you ask me again.
I will not let you intercept what he just said. They had a great season. If they don't win, it was still a great. He would never say that in football. Get out of here, Hayes.
All right, thank you, guys.
Get out of here. All right, we're done. Mokama Beer Company Monday. We always enjoy it. Mokama, thanks to them, mokama.com, and find them right there on South 8th in Fernandina Beach and their Wildlight location. Check them out. Joe C., Matty Hayes, JJ. We'll have Big Search back with us Monday.